Okay, let us see what are the instructions that can be executed on the data path we studied. So let us see whether R-type instruction, add and subtract, can be executed. So you will find that you can execute. We have to use ALUCTR and regeWrite for the after decoding the instruction. Let's see how it happens. RD is written with RS, OP, RT. That can be done in the data path. So instruction RS and RT are specified by these two, and RD is specified by this one. So you select the right register and the appropriate addition operation will take place, and the result will take this path, and then result will come back and it will be returned back to the register. This is how R-type instructions are executed. Similarly, you have to visualize the execution of all other instructions such as subtract, how subtract will work, how logical operations will work, or I, RT, RS and immediate 60. So here RT is the destination. So register write will be happening to RT. And the operands are RS and 16-bit immediate. Please understand that RS is a 32-bit quantity, whereas your immediate is only a 16-bit quantity. You can see here. So the 16-bit immediate has to be converted into a 32-bit quantity by adding zeros, 16 zeros here. So it will become a 32-bit quantity which gets ORed with RS, and the result is written back to RT. All these things you can visualize with the help of the data path. Next instruction is load operation. So load is writing the register RT. So write register should be RT, and you are accessing the memory. So whatever comes this range, whatever comes up to this is the effective address calculation. RS plus sign extended immediate will give you the effective address. With that effective address, you are going to the memory and access. So you need to assert the memory to register control line and also the register write. So likewise, you can see store word instruction also, how stored word instruction is writing. So store word instruction is from register to memory. So it should be mem to reg should be 0 there. So you need to be very clear about the setting of control register. So in the case of a store operation, your memory write will be asserted because storing is essentially writing to the memory. So memory write will be happening and memory read will be 0. So like this you can find out how branch instruction is also running. In branch instruction, you have to compute BEQ, branch on equal to. So if RS is equal to RT, that is a condition. If condition is equal to 0, calculate the next instruction address. So our data path will run BEQ instruction, that is for sure. We'll go back here. So we designed the instruction data path for BEQ. Store word, load word or add condition. So this instruction fetch, then add or load word, store word, they all will get executed. Okay, now the question is whether we can execute jump. So to execute jump instruction, we must be able to calculate the jump target address, which requires furthermore hardware. 26 bits has to be converted into 32 bit. So you will not find any logic that is converting 26 bits to 32 bits. 16 bits to 32 bit is there, but for J type we need 26 bits jump targeted, that is from instruction 0 to 25. Instruction from 0 to 25 is nowhere coming in this diagram, isn't it? We are taking the instruction 21 to 25 to 16 to 20, 11 to 15 are there, but 0 to 25 which is required for this J-type instruction is nowhere mentioned. So our data path will not execute J-type instruction as of now, but we can make it to execute J-type instruction, that is coming as the next part. Now let us understand the clocking diagram. Yes, look at this diagram. So this diagram also we need to clearly understand how it is working. So look at this. This is your clock cycle. So you have a falling edge here and the clock is low, becomes high, and again a falling edge is here. So this is one full clock cycle. Okay. So the time duration from this point to this point is your clock cycle time. Now let us see. PC is the old value till the clock is falling. Upon the falling edge, PC will be updated. After this clock to Q delay, you have the new value. PC new value is the next. Immediately after that, we will be feeding the instruction to the instruction memory. So instruction memory will start reading and have the new value of registers after a delay time from this point to this point, which is known as instruction memory access time. After instruction memory access time, you have the new value for the registers. Next, after that, we will make the ALU control lines proper. So that requires a flow of the signals through some logic gate that also has its own delay. After that predefined delay you get the control signals. Then you operate the register write bus A and B. The value will be ready here. Register file access time, and it will access the register file, and then you will be by this time ALU will be ready with the operations. So ALU delay, you have the value. So write back either to the register or memory will happen in the next falling edge. So this is the place where your register access is happening. So I request you to sit and look at this diagram and understand the signal transitions that happens as the execution is progressing. So this is how single cycle implementation is working. All the operations are happening between the two falling edges, or told in another words, they all take a single clock cycle for execution. Now this diagram elaborates on the register write back. When the register write back can happen, you have write bus, register write control, RSRT RD, bus A and bus B will be a bus A and bus B are the two inputs to the ALU. They are ready for the ALU. Bus A is ready, bus B is also ready. After that, after an ALU delay, your result is also ready. That result will be new value. This bus W will have the new value after the operation, and you will be writing back to the register file. So spend some time on this diagram, understand it properly, and ask me if you have any doubts once this value is over. Please remember, our question remains unanswered. The question was, can we implement J-type? We found that J-type cannot be implemented, but it can be implemented if we add some more values or some more elements onto the data path. So that we'll see soon. Okay, now look at this diagram and see how it works. I'll forward you the slides also so that you can have a look at it in detail. Okay, thank you. Look at the video and join us for the discussion on MS Teams.